Hello, and welcome back to another episode of An Unorthodox CEO. I am Steve Pickering, CEO of Sussex Beds, and today we have our HR manager, Sarah, for our second appearance on the podcast. And we're going to be talking all things HR, because there's a lot of change, as always, and never-ending route of change with HR. And we're going to be talking about all things HR and change, because only a few weeks ago, you visited the CIPD Festival of Work.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a fantastic event. I've been, I think, 2 years running. I missed it this year, but you went with Amanda, and lots to talk about there of what's happening, what's coming through in the world of HR.
Yeah, you missed a good one.
I did. Thanks.
I did. Constantly messaging Steve, like, Steve, like,
you'll
come on,
love
like,
this.
you're missing this bit.
Yeah. She was. Yeah. I was stuck here. And I'm getting all the look. Yeah, I know, this shiny. So yes, thank you for that, Sarah. So we're going to be going through that in a few moments. But before we do so, as always, I'm going to ask every single listener out there to click subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes. Wonderful. That's brilliant. Okay, all done? Yeah. Let's move on. Let's talk about HR, because so you went to the CIPD Festival of Work.
Yes.
Tell us, I suppose, first of all, what is the CIPD and what is the Festival of Work?
So the CIPD is obviously the main body for all things kind of people, learning, and kind of all the processes and things. Is the governing body, I suppose, of anything kind of HR, and they run loads of events throughout the year, and this year the one that obviously we went, me and Amanda, not you weren't there, sorry.
I know.
That we went to was the Festival of Work, and it's a free event. It's literally a free event for anyone to go to. You just have to sign up, grab your ticket, and it's free to go to. And so if you can, any small businesses that have people that work with people, send them, get them going, because it's a whole bunch of professional experts. You've got companies there that kind of do different things. So it covers engagement, leadership. It covers changes to AI. They had an AI lab this year, which was great. Wellbeing, they've got whole stages for those, and they've got people you can talk to that can give you that information. Practical solutions, that was a new stage this year. Fantastic, because one of the things that I struggle with a lot of these kind of talks is you're sitting there, you're listening, and it's not something that kind of reflects within your business. No. Or you're like, okay, you're telling me about that information, but how do I fix it? How does it happen?
How do you make it real world?
How does it make it real world? So the practical solution stage was really great for that. It gives you time to sit with other people, professionals and other leaders, and makes it easier to kind of branch out into kind of that network. So you're talking to other people, professionals. I find that really helpful for the kind of the role that I'm in, because I am standalone. Yes. I do sometimes worry that I'm too much in the Sussex Beds and the way we do things, that it's easier to talk to other people and kind of branch out my thinking when they're kind of on hand. And that way it puts me a little out of my comfort zone in that regard. But they're all there, they're all in the same boat as you, and you get to talk and discuss about things that kind of you're worried about, or things that are coming up, changes, and the information is there, and it's like a whole bunch of experts just giving you that information, and it's free.
That's free, and that's
it's 2 days. You don't have to go to both days, but
And actually, I remember last year when I did go, I come back and I wrote a piece about it actually, because I was shocked. You know, there's all the HR professionals, but very few CEOs.
Yes.
And yet really people are business.
Yes.
And, you know, a motivated, engaged team, you will go much, much further and get a lot more done than a unmotivated, disinterested, disengaged team and people. Yeah. You know, people are business.
Yes.
And hopefully will remain so. I mean, we'll talk about AI in a bit, but, you know, and the implications of that and what that means for the workforce. But, you know, really it's people. And people are one of the most challenging and difficult parts of running a business. You know, I mean, we have a team of 54.
Yep.
And keeping everybody engaged and happy and growing is a very difficult and clashes of personalities. And
you're never going to have everyone that's happy all the time. It's just not feasible because everyone has different priorities and things that are important to them.
Yeah.
But if you can get the majority on board, or you give them the reasons as to why everything is happening, so they have a better understanding. That was a big thing that came up, especially with the change, everything that's changing and going on across businesses. The change and the clarity of that change, big word, clarity.
Yeah.
And it's making sure that, like, you're clear in what is expected, you're clear in the reasons why you're doing the changes, you're just transparent in everything that's going on, because clarity is inclusion and it is kindness.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And something that you just said about transformation, it's quite a topical word for us, you know, and we've gone through over the last 18 months many changes, and change management is very complex and difficult. And I think the problem is with most people today is, okay, that change is done, good, finished. And business isn't like that.
No.
And in fact, restructuring, I don't like the word restructuring anymore. It's transformation, because transformation is continuous.
Yes.
And I think everybody needs to understand that businesses need to continue to evolve. And transformation is endless.
Yes.
You know, whatever we're doing today, that's cool. What's next? Yeah, and we need to be constantly, and it's how that change is managed, because people do struggle with change.
Yeah, we did. There was a talk that I sat in on with a gentleman from the Navy, the British Navy, and he was one of the questions he asked at the beginning of the talk. He was like, "Has your business changed in the last 6 months?" And the people that didn't put their hand up, he goes, well, you're doing something wrong, because if you haven't changed, then you've got a problem.
Yes.
Because it's a continuous change.
Yeah.
If you're constantly changing and you're constantly trying something new, then your business isn't going to grow stagnant. Your people aren't going to grow stagnant. So obviously just making sure that they're on board with how that change works.
Yes.
Because it's scary.
Yeah.
It is. But I suppose breeding that change into culture of your business.
Yes, and you think so communication is the main thing for change. How should you manage change? How best?
I think we need to manage change with people in mind. People will react in completely different ways.
Yeah.
And as long as we remember that one size doesn't fit all, and that people will have different reactions, you don't necessarily manage the change, but manage how each individual manages that change. Because yes, it's all going up and down, but if you are up here and the other person's still at the bottom of that change, then you're going to have to wait for them to kind of catch up, or go back and help them in that change. And it's very much, obviously, communication. Make sure that you are checking in and you're being involved and you're giving them the information, and it's clear information. It's not just a little bit of information and then we're just going to leave it alone. We're giving them full information and double check that they understand that, because you could give that information and be like, cool, I've given you the information, see you later.
Ticked. Yep,
done.
Yeah.
And that person could still be reeling over that information. They've not taken it in. They've only taken a snippet of that information.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to run with because they've forgotten the rest of it because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's not important for them right now.
Yeah.
So it's just making sure that every step of the way they are still keeping track of what's going on and they're not left behind, I suppose.
Because I guess the biggest issue with change is fear, isn't it? Fear of the unknown. Scared, I've never done that before or been there. And but actually change is growth.
Yeah.
You know, you're pushing yourself. It would seem easier if there was never any change. We just stay as we are. We stay in our little box. But the truth is, you don't grow. You need change. You need to be challenged, and you know that's why change is necessary, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, change is not easy for everyone. A lot of people, some more than others, will find it really difficult, and that's who they are as people. But it's kind of working with them on that one. But change happens every single day. It's not just in business. It's in the roadworks that come up and you have to take a new route to work. It's the fact that they've changed the recipe of your favourite biscuits in the supermarket. It's wrong.
I must admit, I think Starbucks have changed the cheesy ham, their cheesy ham sandwich. It's a different mustard.
Oh.
I know.
That's interesting because I quite like that.
I know, I did. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
It's just those changes as well. It's like every single little bit of change, and each little bit of change is.
Funny enough, I saw something the other week where it said business change is especially hard because you're not in control, and I think that's the hardest bit. Whereas if you look at personal change, you know, I'm going to go on a fitness regime. It's almost exciting. Yeah,
yes.
I've made the decision. I've signed up to a gym. I'm going to do this. I'm fired up. Change. Here I come. I'm going to slim. I'm going to be, and that's exciting.
Yep.
And yet in business, for most people, it's not because. I'm outside, but I'm not in control of this. And I thought that was really interesting.
That is interesting, yeah, because they don't necessarily have control at that moment in time.
No, yeah. It's being outside your comfort, and you're being pushed. So, that's cool. So, what's some of the biggest things that you picked up on the CIPD? CIPD.
It's a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters. I'm not very good with acronyms.
The Chartered Institute of People. Chartered Institute of People and Development.
I'm
pretty sure that's it.
CIPD. That's
CIPD. That's how I've ever always known it. A lot of the things that we're talking about is obviously change. Lots of change. A lot of the things, AI major at the moment.
So AI, what was the? I suppose there's a lot of fear out there that AI is going to take everybody's jobs.
Still everyone's jobs. It's going to take over.
Yes.
Apart from the fact that for majority of jobs, they can't. No. Can't do that.
No.
Especially for people-related jobs, because a computer is not the same as talking to a person. It doesn't have the same empathy. It doesn't have the compassion. It doesn't have the ability to kind of change depending on the person.
Is this what was being said? That actually it's not to be so feared.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool for people to use.
Yes.
It's so it's great for your mundane admin tasks to kind of sort out like the little bits that are taking up your time to free you up to be able to do more of your job more efficiently.
Yes, so you can get more productivity.
More productivity.
Isn't it?
You get more done, and it's a tool to enhance your day. It's not a tool to do your job for you. No. And that was one of the things in the practical solution stage. There was a discussion on AI written grievances. So that's a big thing, obviously, within kind of the people world is when people put in grievances, and that's something that feels dear to their heart. They've got those complaints, they want to put those forward, and they should always be explored and taken seriously, but the thing that's like coming out at the moment is that you'd have a lot of things like I've got an issue with how my manager speaks to me. And a lot of the times you can handle that quite informally. You can sit them in a room together, you can discuss and find a way that they can work together better. It doesn't have to be something incredibly formal.
No.
At that stage. And you could sort it before it blows up into anything bigger. But with AI, people are using those to write these 12-page complaints and grievances. And they're using big legalese words, and it's making it something a whole lot more than
case
it is
studies
in that moment. Exactly. And in the practical solutions stage, they were talking about how there was this one kind of complaint that this company got, and it had these like case studies or these case law, and the AI had put these case laws in to this grievance, and obviously that kind of puts you on edge because you're like, why are they spouting these case laws? But actually, if you looked into it deeper, the AI had written an absolute bunch of gobbledygook because these case laws did not exist at all. It just made it up. So unless obviously you have the knowledge behind it and you know what you're looking at and you know what you're talking about, you're gonna struggle because that will just send you into straight panic. And people are expecting big things from these. It's how you kind of work and manage these kind of AI grievances that come through and these things that people are writing. And a lot of the time it's finding them and having the ability to sit down with them and actually just talk to them face to face, because emails, you're just going to get more AI dribble. But if you talk to someone face to face and find out what their actual problem is and build that trust and have that relationship with them, then you're going to get more out of them. You're going to have that ability, and that's probably really easy for me to say with the fact that we have a fairly small business at the moment, and I have the ability to have those relationships with those team members that I've not come across this yet. Fingers crossed that I never do, but I'm sure it will come up at some point. But it's to have that trust within the team, and they know you as a person, and they can trust you and what you do to help them.
Do you think that's quite common? We'll come back to AI, but when you're saying about communication and conversations, there seems to be a lot of fear with a lot of people. I don't want the confrontation, so a lot of conversations don't happen, do they? That's probably one of the biggest things that we have. I don't know what it's like in other businesses, but people will avoid confrontation and those difficult conversations. Like, they don't want to talk about it if they can get someone else to talk about it for them. When really expressing your feelings and how you feel about something, you know, nobody can argue if this is how you made me feel. You can't argue with that. And you can turn around and go, well, I didn't intend it to be like that. I didn't want it to be like that. But it doesn't matter. That's how you made me feel by doing those actions. And so really, and it's really so that other person, okay, that's how you felt, I'm sorry about that. But it's not really a confrontational conversation.
A lot of the times it can literally just be something as simple and as easy as, I really didn't like the way you spoke to me just then. Sorry. It made me feel...
Did I say something?
No. It made me feel like this. And a lot of the times the person is probably going to be quite embarrassed by that. Yes. There will be some kind of... I didn't mean to.
No,
but actually when they sit and they think about it, they're like, I've upset someone. And a lot of people have that compassion for that. Because people are people. And we're not monsters.
No. And generally you don't want to upset people.
No.
And there's normally some positive or intent, but it's come across wrongly, and it's just having that forum to be able to have a level conversation to say, this is how you made me feel, or this is how you made me feel. Okay, well, I didn't mean to make you feel like that. But
misunderstandings.
Otherwise
you're just going to leave it. It's going to grow into a resentment, and then you just have a bigger issue, which will then eventually end up as a grievance, hopefully not written by AI,
Yes.
and will then be something that will have to.
Yeah. So where else is AI going to affect the employment and people?
At the moment, there's a lot, obviously, people are using AI here and there, left, right and centre.
Yes.
A lot of things that you don't think about when you go in and look at AI and use AI is the fact that it's on the internet, it's open for anyone to use, that information is out there. So a lot of people typing in personal information for team members or situations, business things, like that's out into the wide world.
Yes.
Like, so there's got to be, I know you hate this word, Steve, but...
Oh no, I know what's coming.
Policy.
Yeah.
There's got to be a policy for AI use involved and how that reflects in what we're putting into AI and what we're getting out of it.
Yeah.
Especially kind of on a business front, because anything you put in is out there for the world to see, and that could be personal information that could breach all kinds of GDPR.
Yeah.
So that's kind of really important at the forefront as well.
Okay. Yeah. So anything positive?
Anything
what's
positive?
the positive stuff? Where do you use AI in your job role?
It makes it 10 times easier for me to Word. I have a real habit of typing what I speak, so it will just come out like I'm talking, which a lot of the times doesn't look great for a policy. Doesn't sound great when you've got the ums and the ahs and the slang words in there. So I use it a lot in kind of rewording what I want to say. Like, here's kind of the policy that I kind of want to write, here's what I've written, can you make that sound like a business policy and not me just talking what I want to talk. So it's just making sure that everything is nice, it's prim and proper, and it comes out, I suppose, professional. Vic,
I mean, you use AI in various areas, marketing wise. How's it helped your tasks and jobs?
I think it's made me much more efficient.
Yeah.
I use it mostly now for creating emails.
Really?
So it designs them.
Yeah.
And then I drop images in and I change the words. I use it for copywriting.
Yeah.
So for Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Creating all the copy that goes with that, and then research is probably the third biggest one.
Yeah.
Research on, I want to do a Facebook ad using their new AI feature. How does that work? Or Google Analytics. I need to make a report on so I can see pages landed on versus what, I don't know, where they've come from. And it's like, step one, do this. And then it sort of means you don't have to Google things anymore. You can just go on chat and say, blah blah blah, and it says, okay, do this, do that, and then I'm like, I've got a report, that's great. I use it almost in every part of my
Have you
job.
used it much for imagery and video yet? Or not?
So a little bit with Paula on Wednesday, so creating new images and new backgrounds, so taking a bed, cutting it out, and putting it into something that looks like it wasn't from 20 years ago. That is coming. It's getting a lot better. Preston's just updated actually. It's more like a ChatGPT sort of vibe. That's coming. And video.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So was there any areas where jobs are at threat from AI? Was there any of that being spoken about? Or?
Yeah, I suppose those kind of office admin jobs.
Yes.
So those little bits that they contribute and they're doing is absolutely fantastic, and we love people in positions, but a lot of kind of offices are cutting back on those roles, which is obviously having a knock-on effect for recruitment as well. You probably find that there's not as many jobs out there in those kind of starting position roles.
And I suppose that it leads on to younger unemployment at the moment, which has risen sharply, hasn't it?
Yes.
And those entry level jobs and are disappearing. It's becoming more and more difficult for young people to get onto the workplace ladder, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember back in the day when I was kind of just starting out in the world of work, it was difficult then. They were like, kept getting these letters where it's like, really sorry, you don't have the experience. And I think now that is a lot more prevalent because of AI taking up the starter positions, and a lot of companies aren't hiring for those anymore.
No.
So that was also going into that. It's not AI related, but there was a gentleman that we watched as part of a keynote speaker. His name was Tom Cheesewright.
Yeah.
And he is a futurist.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't have a clue what a futurist was before that. But
I'm intrigued. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the knock-on effect on recruitment and the way of working, for the fact that the birth rate has now declined.
Yes.
People aren't having children, and the older generation are staying in work longer. So how knock-on effect that has, because in a few generations' time, we're going to have an aging workforce, and there isn't going to be new generations coming into the workforce as much.
No.
So it's how we scale that.
Yeah.
And how that looks for the future for people that are much older staying in the workforce, and their ability to do their job, and how that affects pensions and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. And who do you think was the standout speaker for you?
Mine was Diana Osagie.
Okay.
To the point where I bought all 3 of her books. Absolutely instantly. She was the way she spoke was very captivating, and what she spoke about was so interesting, and she spoke just like a kind of regular person. It wasn't big words, it wasn't just vague ideas, it was life experiences that she was talking about, and how it affected her and what she does. And it was amazing listening to her, and it got me really thinking. She spoke about she was a head teacher, that's kind of her background, before she started Courageous Leadership, and she would go into a school, and it was her kind of starting point in this school as a head teacher, and she could see that like grades were a lot lower. You've got like 15-year-olds that were reading at the same level as like 7-year-olds, and it's because they had this system where you pick the green chili, it's the easiest, and their pastoral care was great, but their academics not so much. And she was like, no, we're scrapping that. Every child a scholar. So not necessarily scholar, but they will be reading at their age group or above. And it was like finding that one thing that she wanted to change instantly, and then getting her leadership team on board, getting the teachers on board, and working with those guys to make sure that those children were getting everything they needed to be able to go out into the world and do what they need to do.
So to aspire to be the best could be, rather than I'm average.
I'm average, yeah.
Yes, so that's good. I'm just above average. That's cool.
Yeah, not bringing the learning down to fit them, but bringing those up to fit the learning.
I get that,
which is fantastic. And she was talking about how you can, how you're making sure that your leadership team is at that point with you, and they're working with you on the same page to reach the same goals, to get these people where they need to be. So you're all reading off the same page, essentially. But the way she put it, and the thoughts and ideas that she had, was really great. So I've just started her book on the juggernaut theory. Once I finish that, I'll
come back.
Come back on that one. But I've made loads of tabs in this book.
There is lots of tabs. Oh my goodness!
It's not a thick book. It's not really kind of like difficult to read. Some.
What's your biggest take so far from it?
Biggest take so far. It's Courageous leaders are not superheroes strutting about with their pants on the outside of their trousers.
I love that, yeah.
Quietly resilient. They are masters at building relationships.
Yes.
They are advocates for those with small voices, the lovers of justice. They are the pursuers of potential in others, and they are not afraid to cry, but steadfast in their resolve. And that spoke to me because everybody knows I'm a crier. But because it really speaks to me personally, but in my job role, it is about people. It is about sitting there and listening and taking the time to build those relationships and not expecting that you're gonna be this aloof kind of superhero that does everything and that's gonna solve all the problems, because it's not. Like, working with the people you have and building them up and giving them the tools that they need and helping them when they need help and pointing them in the right direction. People are business, and people are the things that keep us going, even in everyday life, like your family, your friends. Like, we sometimes sit in front of our phone for hours. Hold up, I am that person. And you forget to have those conversations with the people around you, and it's them that keep you going.
And I pick up on the superhero leadership thing, because it's something that I'm quite passionate about. And I think there's a lot of people that love to be superhero leaders, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, you come to me and you ask a question and I'll give you the answer. But it doesn't entice or produce growth, because next time you have an issue, you're going to come to me and ask the question.
Yes.
And in fact, I think we had a conversation yesterday of exactly that.
We did have exactly that conversation.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what did you do? And I was like, well, I gave him the answer he wanted. And we were like, that's not what you need to do. And I was like, I know it's not what I need to do. But in that moment, it was just the easiest thing to do.
It seems the easiest, but then they come back and back and back. And what you want to do is coach.
Yes.
And that's the what questions, the how questions, the where questions. And that prompts thought from the person, doesn't it? If you ask someone, so what would you do? Then they're going to go, well, I would probably do this, and this. Yeah, that sounds good. And how are you going to implement that? And that's how you coach the ideas out of someone, rather than just answering and going, well, just do this, and sort that, and that's done. Yep, good, right, off you go. But they don't grow, and you just have a billion phone calls.
Yeah, and you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and then you just get annoyed at it.
Yeah.
I am my own worst enemy, because so the easiest route is not necessarily the right route, and you got to remember that sometimes you got to go through the trudge of.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I don't get it right every time.
Well, I don't think anyone gets it right every time.
Yeah, and the word you've got to avoid is why.
Why?
And for goodness,
that's what we want to say.
Why? Because why is quite aggressive, isn't it? Yeah. Why haven't you done that?
That's true.
Yeah. So you should avoid the word why, but I do find why slips into my vocabulary quite often.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on. I suppose what we do need to talk about is HR changes. Employment law is changing drastically, and has been this year and into next year even more so.
Yes.
What's happened and what's the implications?
So a lot of day one rights have come up. So you've got day one rights for statutory sick pay now.
So we hear that a lot, day one rights. What does that really mean? Yeah, what does it really mean?
Well, it means that employees, team members are entitled to those things from the moment they sign their contract and they are working for you in the business.
Yeah.
So there is no 3-day waiting period now for them to be entitled to sick pay. They get stick pay.
Yeah.
Similar to sick pay.
We're paying sticks. There we go. A few lolly sticks.
Sick pay. And that's the same with a lot of kind of the big major things. The changes to. I struggled with this earlier when I was saying about it. the unfair dismissals. So there was a whole thing where before they were talking about day one rights.
Yes. So you had 2 years where pretty much an employee, you could release them within 2 years, and there's no unfair dismissal.
There's no unfair dismissal.
And now from day one,
it's not day one. They were originally going to go day one, but obviously there was a big hoo-ha about it, and they went back and they've decided now it's 6 months.
6 months.
6 months, and then they have the right for unfair dismissal, which very much works obviously in employees' favour. And as long as you have a good structure around your probation period and you're getting those things right.
Yes. So really probation periods are even more important than they ever were.
Oh yeah. Like I think sometimes they especially in like much kind of smaller business. I remember the first company I worked for, I just went in and worked and I did my job and that was it. I didn't know if anything was wrong, didn't know if I was doing anything right, I didn't know what I needed to do, I didn't even know when my probation period ended. It was just working, that was it. I was actually a Christmas temp, and I just continued to come into work after Christmas and they never sent me away. So
and carried on paying you, I hope.
Yep, I was there for 5 years and then someone bought out the business and I was there for another 3 years.
And
couldn't get rid of me.
And never finished your probation period.
No, I literally never did. No one told me that my probation had finished.
No.
So, that's totally off topic. But that's really important to make sure that you're doing those probation periods.
So they fit, they can do the tasks, and they have the right attitude.
And they know what is expected of them. Like, it's really kind of disheartening when you go in, you're doing the job, you think you're doing great, you think you're doing fantastic, and then someone comes along and goes, no, we're not keeping you because you didn't do very well. Well, no one told me I didn't do very well. I thought I was doing all right.
Feedback.
You've got to make sure you're checking in. You've got to make sure they know what's expected.
Yes.
Give them all the information. Give them all the tools to be able to do the job correctly to a standard, and that they're happy with it. And then everybody is on the right path.
And it's interesting, wasn't it? Before we come in, we was talking about probation periods and saying this 6 month deadline now, and you have to be on it because one day over, that's it. You know, you could be open to unfair dismissal or whatever. And we spoke about, we used to have a 3 month probation period and then it would be extended if needed. Yes. But we've done away with that, haven't we?
Yes, we got rid of that purely for the fact that with the new system that we've got with NetSuite, it was a lot more difficult for people to kind of really get their heads in it. While also learning product and sales technique and trying to get their head in all of that in 3 months. It's a whole lot to process. So we found we were extending more and more probations.
And that was quite a negative it didn't feel good, did it? If
you're sitting there and you're like, cool, I'm gonna
3 months in, woohoo, here I go.
You're extended, you're like, I must. It always seems quite a negative thing. You never. Whereas if you have 6 months, that gives you plenty of time to do that learning and get everything under your belt and feel like you are solid enough. And on a good footing, that you understand everything and that you're happy with the choice that you made and the company that you made. And then if they sign you off early because you've got everything right and you're doing it correctly and everyone is happy as long as the team member as well, then that's great. But if you extend it, it seems very much negative. But now it gives us the space to be able to train and give all the information and make sure that we're kind of at a good place for skills, but also attitude as well. And then we can sign them off from there.
Do you think the connotations of these changes, though, have a negative impact on employment, and especially, I suppose now with that deadline, are you going to go more for experience rather than inexperience? Is it going to be again even another negative now towards the younger people entering employment, or do you think not?
I don't know. I think actually, you probably are right with that. With the the impact of those changes and AI as well.
Yeah.
Like as a business, and you're thinking like if I could get AI to do the job,
yes,
and not have the possible complications with
yeah.
people,
yeah.
it saves on
yeah.
cost and possible issues, and I suppose time and effort as well. Like the things that you want to put into people, like a lot of businesses would probably think, why would they put in that extra effort,
take that risk,
and take that risk?
I mean, I within the circles I've mixed recently with other business leaders. There's a lot of apathy towards employing new people, or recruitment at all.
Yes.
If anything, it's no, we're looking for other solutions rather than going out and recruiting because of these changes and risks. It's increased risks, because you don't really know the person until a little way further down the line, and if they don't fit, or with the values, the culture.
Exactly.
You just got to be so right that you're not sure, and there's a risk if that 6 months is up and you're umming and ahhing. Are you going to go, oh, I'm not sure, let's play safe and release? And that's the danger of this, isn't it? Where that may not have happened with the old legislation.
Exactly. I think it's still, if probation periods, if it gets to 6 months and they're ending their probation because of a legitimate reason, you've got the paperwork to back it up.
Yes.
Like you've done the check-ins on a regular basis. You've got the facts. You've got the information. You've given the correct training. You've made sure that training is implemented, and you're checking in all the way, and you're keeping that paperwork trail.
Yeah.
Then there is no arguing with that.
No.
But that takes time. It takes effort. It takes managers and leaders that are comfortable and confident enough to have those difficult conversations around performance.
Yeah.
And it takes time. No. And you're right, a lot of businesses probably are not in a position where they can give that right now, so they are pulling back on recruitment. They're not going out there and looking for new faces, which is affecting all kinds of people. 100%.
Yeah, so something designed to look out for people is actually having more of a negative impact, isn't it?
Yeah.
Negative.
I can't say
no, that's fine.
Negative.
That's fine. So one of the other stages, which is something that's close to your heart, is obviously well-being as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Was there any key things on that? Or?
There was a whole stage on well-being. It's not something that I went and was focused on this year.
No.
I very much spent a lot of time within like the leadership stage and the main stage at the Festival of Work. But I'm always looking to change and update the way we do things with our well-being. I think before we've always done a lot of kind of in-person check-ins, a lot of 6 monthly check-ins, and sometimes it's great, like fantastic in the way that you get people, you're building that trust.
Yes.
So there's people feel comfortable coming to you, and having those conversations and things that are quite important and close to their hearts, and that having someone do that is amazing. Like that, having them trust you in that respect to open up 100%, but also it's the resilience of the person that's listening to that, because not only are you managing kind of your own stuff, you're listening to other people as well. So it's finding that balance on what you can listen to and what you can kind of hold on to from other people, finding a structured way that works across the board, because it does take a lot of time and a lot of like work with these people. And 100% it's worth it, because we have team members that work for us now that potentially wouldn't have stayed on with us if we hadn't done that.
Yeah.
So 100% worth it. But is it scalable for our business in the way we do things? Potentially not.
No.
I think long haul would have to have a look at the way we currently do things and see if there's a different measure for how we do it. So if there's any companies out there that want to give me ideas on how they do their well-being, that would be great. But it's at this point, it's not a nice to have. Well-being isn't just a nice to have. It should be a business priority for everyone.
Yes.
Because us as people, we don't. It's not feasible for us to say, you know, way back when you would leave your stuff at the door and come in and do your work, and it's completely different. We spend all our time at work. We spend more time at work than we do anywhere else with the people that we work with. Like, so leaving your stuff at the door is near on impossible. Absolutely. And everybody nowadays is carrying something with them. So having that safe space and that psychological safety within work to freely express themselves and to have someone that they can go to, and whether that's a colleague, whether it's HR, whether it's management, that's really important. It's not just about initiatives. It's not just a day here and a day there, and it's how managers work within their teams, I suppose, and that's definitely something I want to build up in the coming months.
Because we do a communication is really important. Pulse surveys. So every month, beginning the first 7 days of each month, a pulse survey is sent to all of our team members, and it allows them to. Well, the question is, would you recommend working for Sussex Beds?
Yes.
Which is a very interesting question, because that 1 to 10, and it's a very not sneaky, but what you're asking is, how happy are you? Yeah. Because you wouldn't recommend working for a company if you're not happy in that company. So we get a NPS score each month, don't we?
Yes.
And also there's a free, a completely anonymous text where it provides an opportunity for feedback as well.
Yes. Those are really handy. And I think the main thing that's super handy about them is we don't get a mass amount of comments at the moment.
No.
Hopefully working on that. But the main thing is the trends.
Yes.
When we go through big changes,
and
we communicate big changes, you can see that in the way that people score.
Yes.
Whether it's taking a negative kind of impact across the board, or whether people like that change and it's been quite positive. So it's tracking those trends to kind of see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not asking your team members if they're happy in the place that they work at, and you're not getting that feedback back, then how are you going to know if you're doing anything wrong?
Absolutely. Yeah. And as we said right at the beginning, a happy, motivated, engaged team is going to take you far more forward than a non-engaged. Because there is a productivity problem in this country, and it goes back to 2008. I think the trend of productivity has not grown since 2008, and what you need for productivity is investment in new training, knowledge, systems, and of course everything since 2008 has been very much cut and not spend and austerity, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's stifled growth, really, in this country. We have a huge problem with productivity. I think there's a lot hinged on AI increasing productivity, being able to do more in a shorter time. But otherwise, you need those people at their best.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Should we do some quick-fire questions? Yeah?
Let's do it.
Shall we? Yeah?
Quick-fire questions.
Excellent. Right, so... quick fire questions. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 quick fire questions. Question number 1 is, one HR myth you'd like to break?
One One HR myth that I would like to break. Quick fire question. Probably that HR only works for the business.
Right, and not for the people.
The people.
Yeah.
But
do you think that's a thing in a lot of organisations? HR.
Oh yeah, or terrified. HR's going to see HR.
When you think about it, the word itself, human resources.
It's a terrible
you're just
word.
a resource.
But there is like a big kind of move away from that. Like people, a lot of people are changing titles. There's people teams. That's people managers.
It's very difficult without sounding cheesy, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It does sometimes sound like a bit of a cliche. People.
But HR is not a very nice word. I suppose that's the problem.
It does have a negative connotation.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's all about business, it's people.
Yes.
People are business.
Yeah.
So if you don't do people, then
business should be the result of good people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you sit purely in the middle. It's a balance.
Yes. Okay, cool. It's question number 2. One thing people misunderstand about HR.
That I'm just there when something goes wrong.
You're there for the good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole journey.
Yeah.
Like I've started at the beginning. Yes, potentially I am there when there's bad stuff, but I am there for the good stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, when we're ready to celebrate.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, you do the kudos wheel each month. You're celebrating people that are doing kudos.
Yeah. So a bit of both.
Yeah.
Once again, it's a seesaw.
Well, it's not a kudos wheel anymore, is it?
No.
It's a duck race.
Duck race last time. Kudos duck race.
Kudos duck race. Yeah. I love the duck race. Yeah. It's very exciting. You don't want to get ahead too early though.
No.
Anyway, moving on. Question number 3. Favourite part of your job?
Favourite part of my job? Well, the easy answer would just be people, obviously. I like to help people. That's why I went into this role in the first place. It intrigued me. Yeah. But probably, I suppose, the niche things, like the learning something new and helping that build someone else's confidence.
Yes.
So if I had the patience, I'd teach children how to read in a primary school, but I don't, so I work with adults.
I don't know. I think you've picked the wrong route there.
Helping people get on board with something. Grow that little bit of confidence that they can go and do something that they've not tried before. Stretch
themselves when they're frightened and actually then go, wow, I can do this. Wow, confidence grows and that's cool. Okay, question number 4. What's more important, skills or attitude?
Attitude.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that.
Attitude.
It's without doubt.
Majority of the time you can teach the skill.
Yes.
But unless someone is curious and they're resilient and they're positive and they're willing to open up and put the time and effort in and passionate about it, then they're not going to learn the skill in the first place. So what would be the point?
No. Get rid of the poor attitude as quickly as possible. Okay, question number 5. One HR trend you think is actually important?
Probably the leadership, the development of your leadership. Not just senior leadership.
No.
But leadership, I suppose, your middle managers.
Yes.
Your people on the front line.
Yeah.
If you're kind of investing in their development and their growth, not only are they going to want to stay and be, I suppose, loyal to the company, but they will also continue to learn and bring new ideas, and that will help the change. And it's a continuous cycle. It's not quick fire, but there was another guy, his name was Tom Cheesewright.
Yeah.
I think I spoke about him earlier, and he spoke about if you give a child a a die cast model of a complete replica of an F1 car,
yes,
then they will play with that die cast model and that replica, and they will enjoy it for a moment, and they'll put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
If you give them a Lego of that car, then they can play with it and have fun with it in that moment. But when they change and their interests grow, they can take it apart and build something different.
Yeah.
And I think that works 100% for training team members and leaders as well. If you come in with the skills and that is it, and that's your box,
put it on the shelf. Done.
Board. You can board, stick it on the shelf. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to grow.
But if you can change it.
But if you could change it.
Modify.
If you modify it. Take
add
it
bits.
apart. Add bits.
Yeah.
Like get someone else's thoughts on where it should go. Like work with other people. Add more. Build it. Change it.
Yeah.
Keep the change and the growing and the adding. Like that you as a person is gonna grow, and that's going to work, but that's also going to work for business as well. The training doesn't need to be specific for that one skill set in that one area. It could be broad, and it could open up and try different things. And if you keep curious and open-minded, then you're going to get there.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love that answer. Talking. Wonderful. Well, that's the end of our quickfire questions.
It's not very quickfire. It never is.
Do you have any top HR tips for our listeners?
Probably goes off the back of the last question. Stay curious.
Stay curious.
Like really keep your mind open. Really kind of enjoy going out there, learning new things, making sure you're getting all the up-to-date information, kind of seeking thoughts from other people. Like really kind of stay curious and open-minded and just learn some new stuff.
Fabulous. Thank you, Sarah. That's brilliant. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed listening to Sarah, our HR manager. It's been a lovely time having a chat. I'm sure you'll be back for another episode. Well, you have. You've got another book to read and come back and tell us about that one. So that's a wrap for this week. New episodes, of course, drop every single Wednesday. So don't forget to tune in. And if you want any more unfiltered business talk, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. What's wrong with us today? LinkedIn at An Unorthodox CEO. Next week we are joined by Tony White, the CEO of Bonner's Music, a musician in his own right, and a YouTuber. So we're going to be talking music, YouTube, and I'm guessing a lot more. So looking forward to catching up with Tony next week. So that leaves me to just say, if you're listening in the morning with the birds tweeting as the sun's just risen, you might have even gone through an early morning sea dip. The sea this morning was flat, like a mill pond. Not that I've ever seen a mill pond, but I'm guessing it's just flat.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So if you're listening while you're having a sea dip, good morning, and thank you for listening. If you are riding your horse around the field, trotting along, listening to us, then trot safely, and thank you for listening. And if you're settling into your Sussex beds, then good night, thank you for listening, and see you next week. Bye-bye, and good night.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.